Hello everyone, I'm Nance. It's October 2nd, 2014. Man, where did the year go? I can't believe it's almost over. Another year is going to be in the books here in a couple months. Sure flew by. I don't know about you guys, but time flies out here in Vegas. It's unbelievable. A year is like 6 months out here. But anyway, today I'm going to discuss a couple things. Primarily I want to discuss a little information to pass along to my DNRS customers on a little betting strategy maybe that you might want to take into consideration. I don't like telling anyone how to bet or what to do and how to bet my numbers, although you know I do preach about betting the top 2 rated on top 5 deep. And I also like to do a little backup bet now where I take my top 2 rated horses, and besides running them on top 5 deep, I'll run them for second with my 3rd, 4th, and 5th rated horse over the top 2 rated, and then 5 deep underneath. Because you back up that top 2 rated on top 5 deep bet, and you catch a lot of good payoffs that way when those 3rd, 4th, and 5th rated horses beat those top rated horses, and it comes back huge, like it did a couple weeks ago at Balmoral when I didn't do it, and our wagering syndicate group, we didn't bet it that way either, and we got burned out of a lot of money because my top rated horse ran second at 14-1, and he got beat, I think it was either my 4th or 5th rated horse beat him at 30-1, and had the 3rd horse in my numbers and everything, and got beat because the top rated horse didn't win. So after that fiasco where the tribe paid $11,000 and the exacta paid like $700, I said, well, enough of that stuff. We better start backing those bets up. It's only for 50 cents. It's only a $12 bet to do that. So I might as well take a saver on that. So, you know, I preached that, how to bet. But I came up with something else interesting that you might want to do to show yourself a little bit of a profit. So I'm going to talk about that. And then after I'm finishing discussing that, I'll talk about a couple other things that are on my mind. I figure, you know, it's better to do, rather than write a blog, it's better to do a video blog. It's much more personal, much more to the point, and much more easier not to sit there and type a video blog. So, you know, I guess I'll be blogging whatever I have to say, things I have to talk about from now on, and then the blogs will be posted under blog, under the blog tab over at onestopharnessracing.com. That's not the O-N-E, that's the number 1, then harnessracing.com. So if you want to catch the blogs over there, they'll be posted there after I do them. Because, you know, people like the videos, I guess. My long-time harness racing fan out there in Chicago at Balmoral every night, been around for about 40 years. Oh, Jimmy Cheese. He says that I'm a very entertaining guy, and he loves to watch my videos. So there you go, Jimmy. I'm glad you like them, and I guess I'll do a lot more of them as time goes on, and I'm glad you enjoy them, Jimmy. Sitting up there with my old buddy Ira Smolin at the races. Yeah, all the old memories, right, Jimmy? But anyway, I'll be doing the blogs, like I said, and you can watch them over there at onestopharnessracing.com. All right, let's get to this little information I want to pass along to my DNRS customers. I didn't go back prior to last Thursday. Okay, I just did from last Thursday through last night at Balmoral Wednesday. I hit a lot of ice-cold exactas. My numbers come up with a lot of them. And during the last week, from last Thursday through Wednesday, I hit 9 ice-cold exactas. Now that translated, for a $2 exacta, that translated into $211 worth of exactas. Now there were 43 races since last Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday. There were 43 races. So just say you're a $20 bettor and you want to just bet a $20 ice cold exacta on all my numbers. In the last week, hitting 9 exactas and what the payouts were, like I just said, which totaled $211. Betting a $20 exacta, you would have invested $860 over the 5 days. You would have cashed for $2,110. That's a $1,250 profit for the week. Just sitting back, betting my $20 ice cold exactas, and that's the only bet you make, and you just sit back there and wait until they come in. And you make $1,250 for the week. Now that's if you're a $20 bettor. Now if you're a $10 bettor, $10 ice cold exacta, then you cut that profit in half to about $600. Now if you only want to bet it for $2 and get yourself in action every night, you know, 10 races, 9 races, 11, 13, whatever they have, times 2. Okay, so say $2, 43 races last week. $86 you bet, you cash for $211. So you make a profit. Now, if you're a bigger bettor, of course, you're going to make more money. You know, it's all in the cost, laddies. It's all in the cost. Whatever your bankroll is dictates on what you might be able to make. So I wanted to pass that information along to my customers. You know, you might want to consider betting ice cold exactas. You know, along with your other bets maybe too. But hey, you know what? That's a nice little profit, $1,200. You know, quit your job, I guess. Get your job and buy yourself some health insurance on your own. Sit back and just make money. You know, you can do that, right? So anyway, and also, you know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to take $2 and bet an ice cold trifecta on the numbers, because I hit a lot of ice cold trifectas too. And when you have them for $2, that, you know, comes up a nice little profit there. But betting the exactas for $10 or $20 is, you know, pretty good. Now, I hit a lot of them. Like I said, I only went back 7 days. And believe me, every week I hit a lot of ice cold exactas. And when those ice cold exactas come in, that I have sometimes that pay $100, $150, $200, then it's, hey, hallelujah, baby. Hallelujah. You're cashing for $200, $1,000, $1,500. When one of those ice cold DNRS exactas pop at $200, $150, $100 and some dollars, like they do, $79, you know, like they do all the time. You know, you get up in the morning and go over to the bank then with the cash. Matter of fact, forget about going over to the bank with the cash. Keep your cash in your house. Forget these banks, rip-off banks. Yeah, they want you to put your money in the bank so they could use your money to borrow it out to other people and make money. And then they want to charge you all these outrageous service fees a month. And if something happens with your account, you know, they're hitting you with fees or something like that. Yeah, the banking system. Great. Yeah. Go get yourself a safe. You know, keep your money, cut yourself a hole in the wall, keep your money in the house, cash money, you got it right there. Forget, oh yeah, and another thing is, nowadays, debit cards. Yeah, you got to worry about people stealing your identity, taking your debit card numbers at gas stations. You got to worry about all this every day. Every day I get up, first thing I do when I get up in the morning, I turn my computer on. First thing I do is go to my online banking account to make sure no nonsense, to make sure there's no charges coming into my account, you know. And it happens too. Oh God, well, what's this charge for $20 that came in? Oh, somebody took an authorization on your card. What for? You know, all that nonsense you got to put up with. You know what? Keep your bank accounts. Yeah. Like I do. Keep them for your direct deposit, your Social Security direct deposit, or your paycheck direct deposit, or whatever direct deposit you got. Keep it for that. Yeah, and keep money in there to pay your bills and that. Forget about keeping cash money in there. People keep thousands of dollars in their accounts. Oh, yeah, I got money in the bank. I got money in the bank. Yeah, sure you do. You got money in the bank. It's a number. Yeah, it's a number. Keep your money in your house. Cash, that's where you got money. Walk in there, go in the wall, take $100 out, $200, go do what you got to do. Or go into your safe and that. Forget about this. You're going to get robbed. Somebody might rob you. Yeah, somebody might rob you. Not these days. People got guns in their house all over, don't they? This, that, and the other thing to protect themselves, security alarms and everything else. Besides that, you got homeowners insurance or renter's insurance. If they rob you, you put a claim in. You're protected. You're just as protected as you are with these banks. Somebody takes your identity, steals your identity, uses your debit cards, and then you got to worry, or you got to wait 30 days. You got shit bouncing all over the place because you're in the negative. Someone stole your debit cards, you know, on identity theft. And you got to wait 30 days to clear it all up. And in the meantime, you're stressed. You got no money. They wiped you out. Yeah. Banks. Yeah, they're about just good for nothing. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned. Now, I walked into here's a little story for you while I'm blogging. Back in '89 when we sold the farm, I went to the closing. I got $400,000 cash money, all right, I had coming for my share of the farm after we closed and everything was done and finished. I'm walking with 400 grand. So they asked me, how do you want the checks, Mr. Nance, cashier's checks? I said, cut me 4 checks, 100,000 each. Okay, so my wife and I leave the closing. I tell her, we got to go right to the bank. We got to go right to the bank and open up the account. An account, get this money in the bank. I can't be walking around with this kind of money, these checks. Come on, let's go on. So we leave, go to a household bank in Chicago, over there on Army Trail Road. Yeah, out there in, what is that, Carroll Stream? And so we walk in a household bank. I got an account there already, a checking account. So I walk in there. You know, girl greets me. I say, yeah, I need to open up some accounts. Okay, sir, have a seat. We'll be right there. They call me in the back. Go have a seat. My wife and I sit down. Girl comes over. Hi, what can I help you with? I go, I need to open up some accounts. She goes, okay, what do you need to open up? I need to open up I want a money market, a CD, a savings, and another personal checking account. Okay, that's a minimum of $100, sir, for each account. How much do you want to deposit? $100,000 in each account. She looks at me like, 100, what? So she says, excuse me a minute, sir. She goes and calls for some dumbass broad, this old lady supervisor, whatever the hell she is. She walks over to my wife and I. She comes over 5 minutes later. She looks at me and goes, sir, we're not going to be able to open up that account for you at this time. I looked at her like, what? You're not going to be able to open up the account for me. I got all my paperwork, my closing papers. I got the cashier's check from the title company. She tells me she can't open up the account. So I go, well, why not? She goes, well, sir, you got to understand something. We got a lot of fraud these days. A lot of people coming in with bad checks and this. I go, what does that got to do with me? I go, take a look. These are cashier's checks. I just sold my farm down the street. Okay, for $1.3 million package, and this is what I walk with. Open the damn accounts up. She wouldn't open the accounts up. I mean, what kind of nonsense is this? I was steaming, my wife and I. So we walk out of household bank. We drive down the street to Land of Lincoln Savings and Loan. I had a small little business account for the stable down there. You know, and I'm steaming like. I told the woman, you're going to let me walk out this door with 400 grand to put in your bank. Well, I'm just sorry, sir. We can't do it right now. You know, this is like, they must have wanted to go home. It was like late. You know, it was almost closing time, 6:30, 6:45. They closed at 7. They must have wanted to get the hell out of there or something. And they didn't want to set up all these accounts for me. So, we drive down the street to Land of Lincoln, and we get there right before they close, walk in the bank, tell the gentleman there, bank guy there, I go, hey, I just left the closing, I just sold my farm, you know, and I got these 4 cashier's checks for 100 grand. I need to get these into account. Oh, sir, come right in, sit down. Come on. I go, hey, I got a checking account here already, small business checking account. Oh, sit down right here, Mr. and Mrs. Nance. Sit down here. This man took care of us. He set up the money market, a savings account, a personal checking, and a savings for us, 100 grand in each account. Well, no problem. He didn't say, I can take these checks, sir. Oh, we got a lot of fraud going on these days. He sat there, took care of us. I told him, I don't even want no cash back. Just put them in there. You know, I don't even want the cash, anything back at all. Took care of us, no problem. And here's the kicker of the story, right? So all my money's in Land of Lincoln Savings and Loan. About 6 months later, Household Bank buys out Land of Lincoln. They buy them out. My money still winds up back in Household Bank. I should have walked into that damn bank and I should have told them, I want every dime of my money out of your bank. You people can go straight to hell, okay? You didn't want my 400 grand 6 months ago? You don't need any of it now. How's that, lady? So there you go. I hate banks. Hate banks. All they're good for is, like I said, pay your bills, direct deposit, stuff like that. Yeah, go keep money in banks. Bank of America. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Bank of America, all right. Yeah. Anyway, it's enough of that rant, huh? True story. I got a lot of true stories. So anyway, where was I at? Lost my train of thought. But anyway, I was ranting about that. About betting the ice cold exactas, and you know, when you hit those big ones, you know, you got yourself a nice little pocket full of money. Keep it in the house. Forget the banks. So anyway, if you want to take that advice and maybe bet some ice cold exactas, which I'm going to start doing for the syndicate, I'll tell you that right now. We're going to, besides your other bets, we're going to start betting. I'm tired of passing up these ice cold exactas. When I see them coming in paying 50, 60, 100, 49, I don't give a shit if they're 20, $30. That's 300. If you're only betting 200 on tonight and you hit one of them, I hit 9 of them over 5 nights. That's almost an average of 2 a night. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Of course, I got to have the ice cold exactas to be a winner, but I have them. You damn Skippy. Isn't that right, Jimmy Cheese? Ira. Yep. You damn right I have them. So anyway, you could ask Burns too, my man Burns. You know the name Burns. Long-time customer for years. He tells me first thing he does is walk in, bet ice cold exactas. He bets them for maybe $2, I don't know. Doesn't matter. And he bets an ice cold a try. And maybe an ice cold super for 50 cents or $1 or something. That's what Burns does. I'm going to start doing it too for the syndicate because I'm tired of watching these things win and we don't have $10, $20 ice cold exactas on these besides maybe our other bets. So there you go on that. So that's a little bit of advice. You could take it, not take it. You know, bet the way you want. The numbers are there. Bet them how you want. But anyway, what else is going on here that I could talk about here shortly? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Illinois Racing Board released the 2015 racing dates for for next year. Okay, of course they got a contract through June, so the track owners only put in for 2 days a week after June. They only wanted to race at Balmoral Park on Fridays and Saturdays, and they wanted to close Maywood down, no racing on Sunday. Now, I want you to tell me something. Does that make any sense that they wouldn't want to race on Sunday where there's no competition on Sundays, and they handle 10 races, they handle $1 million, $1,100 a night? The pick 4 pools are big. Why wouldn't they want to race on Sunday? Even if they wanted to scrap Maywood, why wouldn't they want to race Friday, Saturday, Sunday? They want to race Friday and Saturday up against other tracks. 10 other tracks going. Oh, yeah. These track owners, they're smart, aren't they? They're smart people. Yeah. I know one thing. I wouldn't want to give up Sundays. But anyway, they put in for only 2 days a week after June, after the contract's up in June. They only want to race 2 nights a week. Of course, because they didn't get their slot machines at racetracks. So what the Illinois Racing Board did on the 2015 dates, as it's scheduled right now, Balmoral will race after June. They will race 2 nights a week, and Saturday and Sunday. They're scrapping Wednesdays. And Maywood's going to race Thursday, Friday, like they do now. But there's a contingency in that. The Racing Board said, they will entertain the idea of dropping Maywood's dates if there's no legislation for gaming, slot machines, tracks, no gaming. Are you kidding me? Do you actually think, after all this time, all this fighting, all this stuff, and all these slot machines popping up in restaurants and bars, wherever they have them in Chicago, they're actually going to get slot machines at racetracks now? Yeah. They're just going to put them right in there now. So you guys can just count on Maywood closing, right? The old Maywood Park, tradition in Chicago, the in-town track there. Just plan on it closing. Another track down the tubes. Another major track's going to go down the tubes. They're not going to get no legislation. Come on, let's face it. Let's be realistic here. I know that the IHHA and everybody been fighting, trying to do their best to get something done. You can't get something done against the machines in Illinois and Chicago. Forget about it. You can't get jack done. All right? You can fight all you want and hope. All you can do is hope that they want to do something so that they can make money and they can profit off of it. And besides that, what are they going to do if they gave them slots at racetracks, at Hawthorne, Maywood, and Balmoral, Arlington? What are they going to do? They're going to come in there and just throw a bunch of machines in the dirty old stinking grandstand and have people walk in and start playing machines? Or are they going to spend millions of dollars, millions to remodel the whole grandstand and make it like into a casino, like Yonkers had to do? Shut down for 6, 8, 9 months or whatever they shut down and make it into a casino. They're not just going to throw slot machines inside old smelly-ass old grandstands, are they, at Balmoral and Maywood? I mean, let's get realistic here. Who's going to come out there to drive to the boondocks and play slot machines at Balmoral Park, especially if it's nasty and they just throw slot machines in? Are the Johnsons planning on hooking up with some major casino company and remodeling both tracks? Huh? Same thing in Hawthorne with that 100-year-old place. And so you're going to have all these casinos all over the place, along with the riverboats and the land base and displays. Come on, let's get realistic. There's so much saturation right now in Chicago with casinos. Oh, they're going to let on, then they want a casino downtown that they might get one of these days if they ever quit fighting, because that's what they really want. Let's get some casinos in Chicago downtown. You know, let's get a mini Las Vegas going. Yeah, go ahead. Get some more. Everything's saturated enough. These casinos across the country are all losing money now. You read it all the time. This one's down, this revenue's down. Yeah, because they're saturating casinos in so many places in every city around because of the greed by the casino industry. And every track owner, they want to be casino owners now. Just like with Jeff Gorell. The Meadowlands would have closed down if it wasn't for him wanting to come in there and save the place, only because his long term was to get casinos, okay? To get a casino. That's why he saved the Meadowlands. Let's get realistic. Yeah, the man might like harness racing. He's been in the business. He might love it. But his main objective is money. Okay, he's a money man. He's a real estate man. Casino, and that's why he saved it. Otherwise, let's see. The Meadowlands would have been closed down. Sportsman's Park is closed down. What other tracks are closed? Hollywood Park. Nostalgia track in California, going to be shopping malls now. One track after another closing down. Why? Because the casino industry is putting them all out of business. But you know what? It's all going to backfire on the casino industry because it's backfiring already. They're oversaturating. They're building way too many casinos. There's only enough gambling dollars to go around, okay? And people can't support all these casinos all over. All right? Look at Atlantic City. They're just about had it and done because they opened casinos up in New York, here, there, Philadelphia, this place, that place. Now Atlantic City's going to the tubes. All those casinos closing up. I tell you one thing. You mark my words. After it's all said and done, with all their little saturation, and everybody wants to open up casinos now, and the casino industry wants to expand all over the country. Yeah, they're all going to be shutting down. Yeah, there'll be a few here, there, in this city, that city. And when it's all said and done, there'll be one place still standing. Las Vegas, Nevada. The entertainment capital of the world. Because this place out here is where people want to come. Not only for the gambling, but for all those beautiful resorts that they keep building and popping up and redoing everything on the Strip and building new casinos. Okay, this is where it's all at. And this will be the last place standing like it's always been. Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay, so all the other joints that the casinos opened up, yeah, they'll be around. They'll be standing around here and there. They're not going to be saturated like it's going to be. Yeah, Atlantic City will probably be done, you know, and here's where it's all going to be, right here, Las Vegas, where they still have record people coming in every month into McCarran Airport, okay, because people want to come here, and they want to see this city, and they want to enjoy this great weather out here, okay, and they want to enjoy all the beautiful shopping they have, and restaurants, and the links, and all this other stuff going up now. Yeah, that's right. Cut down Vegas all you want. Do what you want. Greatest city in the world right here, Las Vegas, Nevada. Best weather ever. Forget about those 3 months of hot weather, June, July, and August. Yeah, I'll take that any day and enjoy 9 months of gorgeous weather. Sunshine and blue skies. Hardly any rain all year. That's right. Greatest city in the world right here, I'll say it. Hope I never have to go back to Chicago again. Ever. Okay? Don't want no part of my hometown. But anyway, that's the deal with that, with the racing date. So, I guess we could expect two nights a week of racing. I mean, I can't believe it. They're going to be on par with the Meadowlands. Here you have two racetracks, the two premier handled tracks in the country. Chicago racing and New Jersey Meadowlands racing. They handle the most money, right? Chicago's going to race 2 days a week like the Meadowlands does. What kind of nonsense is that? How could you have the best handle in the country and race 2 days a week? No, I mean, who are these people that are running the show and want to do this kind of stuff to horse racing? I mean, it's a crime. You know, it's just it's a shame what's happened. And tracks closing up left and right. It just irritates me. That's why I get loud and rant and scream sometimes, because I love harness racing. It's been my life. It's been my life since 1975. You know? And it's always, once a horseman, always a horseman. Remember that. Okay? Once a horseman, always a horseman. So, I love it. You know, I love it, and I hate to see what's happening. But I'm going to guess I'll just keep working numbers, whatever tracks are open, and bet. And it's going to hurt me when there's only 2 days a week about Chicago racing, because that's me. I love Chicago racing. That's where my career was. You know, but what are you going to do with these people? What you can do? All you can do is hope for that this casino industry starts losing their ass and all these casinos that they're opening up all over, and then what goes around comes around, as they say. So maybe what goes around comes around will come back around for harness racing someday. But I'll tell you one thing. All those guys out east, all those top drivers out east, and, a handful, a bunch of those top trainers, they are making one hell of a living. Those people are loaded. Do you have any idea what those top drivers are making out there, and top trainers? The kind of money they're making? Racing for all those stake races that they have, okay? And all of the Grand Circuit racing and the Little Brown Jugs and this huge races up in Canada, okay? They have no worries. They're not stressed. They're walking around having a good time, buying Jaguars and new houses and walking around. They don't care. They don't care that there's nobody in the grandstand, that there's 200 people watching them race. They don't care that the handle at Pocono and Chester and you name them. Even Yonkers, I look at the handle, 38,000, 43,000 total handle, one race. They don't give a damn that there's no fans and the handle is horrible, because they're making large. They're making large and living it up. I mean, yeah, the guys in Chicago are all busted, except for a couple of them, few of them, struggling, busted, don't know what's going to happen. Tracks like that, other tracks maybe around. Oh yeah, Ohio's got slots now, yeah. All I know is I see purses in Northfield, yeah, they're better. I still see them going for $3,500 bucks. One night a week they might have higher purses. And the purses over at the Scioto Downs are good because they don't have a long meet there. So they race for more money than Northfield, because Northfield races all year round. Scioto only races 30 days? I don't know how many days. How many days do they race a year? That's why their purses are bigger. So big deal. I don't think it's so. We were racing for that kind of money back in Chicago in the 80s and early 90s. Okay? We were racing up until 2004, before everything fell apart in Chicago. We were racing for the same kind of money without slot machines in Chicago and Illinois as they're racing for in Ohio. So, big deal. They got slot machines now. They got slots. Yeah, they got slots. And they're racing for the same money we raced for back in the 80s and 90s and up until 2004. Yeah, go pull up the purses back then in the 80s, 90s, all the way up to 2004, and see what kind of racing we had in Chicago without slot machines, and including we had recapture since 1995, stealing money out of the horseman's purse account. Yeah, busting everybody out of the business practically. So big deal. Ohio's got slots. Yeah, their purses are halfway decent, guys can make halfway, but the money's out east, out there. All those big shots, the Grand Circuit racing, Little Brown Jugs, $1 million races, this stake, that, New Jersey Sire Stakes, New York Sire Stakes, this, that. Those guys running around, driving all over, trainers moving, shipping, going here, going there. They're making a ton of cash. And the gamblers, they're all busted. Gamblers are busted. And then they cry and moan. All these guys that bet horses. They lose because they can't pick winners, and they lose their money because gamblers, 98% of them lose. Okay, it's a fact. Always been that way. Since the cows came home. People lose gambling, all right? So then they go on and they got these internet blogs, these internet sites now, and social media where they can go on and start bitching and moaning and calling people names, and this driver's a crook, he's a stiff arm, this trainer's a Jew. Mostly trainers get dragged on. This trainer's a Jewish guy, this guy, it crooked people, they clean this up and clean that up, and they have no clue what's really going on. Because they lose their money at the track. All the drivers and trainers out there, they're making barrels of money. And the gamblers, the few that are left, you know, betting online or going to the racetrack live, you know, they're all broke. They're lucky, you know, and they're $2 bettors, most of them. $2, $5, $10 bettors. Where's all the big gamblers like Racetrack Phil? They're not around anymore. Gone. Where do you see guys like that? There might be a handful of them left, but they're probably betting thoroughbreds because the pools are bigger, you know. So they lost people to the thoroughbreds, a lot of harness players. Yeah? It's a joke. It's a real joke. So, you know, don't feel sorry for those guys out east because they're making large. They're making large amounts of money, boy. But they don't care one bit about how much money's handled, how many fans are in the grandstand. They can tell, oh, I'm racing for 50,000 this race, 200, 300, a million. I'm picking up my driver's check and my trainer's check, my 5%. Yeah, I'm going to go and buy me a new truck tomorrow. Maybe buy a new house. Maybe build a farm. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, save your money. Because when that casino money runs out, and you know the government's going to take it all away someday, all right? Save your money now. Don't blow it and piss it away so that you got something to live on down the road. That's my advice to all the big shots. You know, all the big shots. That's my advice. Yeah, they'll still be racing. There'll still be 1 or 2 tracks, 3 tracks if this keeps up. That's about it. And then there'll be everybody fighting to try to get a drive or try to get some horses to train when there's hardly any tracks around to race at. Excuse me. But, hey, those are the facts. Those are the facts. So I'm sure they save up. I'm sure some of the smart guys save it up, you know, the ones that aren't doing cocaine or on drugs or alcoholics or carousing women, you know, and stuff like that, you know, are blowing their money because they think it's, you know, it's never ending. I'm sure there's some of them, some smart ones out there, like Tony Morgan. He's got cans full of money buried. He probably don't use banks. He's probably got cans full of money buried around his farm out there in Delaware. Old Tony, or in the walls of his house. He's loaded. Old Tony's loaded. Yeah, he's smart. Tony's one of the smartest horsemen I've ever met, and that has to do with being frugal and knowing horses and knowing breeding and everything about the business. Tony Morgan. Got to give my hats off to old Tony. Yeah, he's a smart guy. Yeah, I used to poke a little fun now and then at him because Tony used to walk around in Chicago in the dead of winter, 15 below zero and 6, 7, 8 inches of snow on the ground. He'd be wearing gym shoes, dirty instead of boots. You know, he had dirty gym shoes on. Guy making hundreds of thousands a year. Oh, Tony, dirty gym shoes, right, Tony? He wore long hair, never got a haircut. I hated to get a haircut. Oh, Tony's hair was always long back in the 80s and 90s. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to spend no money for a haircut. Gotta save my cash. Put it in the cans, bury it around the house. Right, Tone? Right? Yeah. I tell you what, you're smart. I wish I was smart with my 400 grand that I got in '89. Be like you. But anyway, what else? So I talked about the race dates, so that's shot to hell. And I don't know. I guess that's about all I'll talk about in this video blog. See what happens. And the other nonsense there is to talk about in the next upcoming days. So until then, a big shout out to all my friends. Mark 3 Wide was out here the other day. Tuesday night we met at the Rampart and sat there and bet a few races and talked and had a good time. It was nice seeing Mark and his family. He brought his family with him, his wife. Nice to meet him, see them. So it's always nice to see people, friends come into town and spend some time with them. And look forward to the next time someone comes into town. One of my old customers, I won't mention his name or anything, but he bought a summer home out here in Summerlin, at Sun City, Summerlin. Old customer, Chicago guy, Chicago horse owner. I guess he'll be spending the winters out here. I'll probably run into him over at the Rampart. So I guess I'll look forward to seeing him. And Michigan Dale, he comes out once a year, so does Big Daddy. But Dale might come out again in February, he said, so it'll be nice to see him if he does. But anyway, for all you people out there, you can get back now to your job or handicapping or your social media that you want to stay on and live on and talk about all the nonsense on or whatever you do. So go ahead and waste your time doing that if you want. And I'll keep my head buried in harness eyes and in the racing game and all the other nonsense I see going around, and we'll talk about it and see what goes on. So until next time, good luck to all my DNRS customers, and good luck to all you non-DNRS customers. I hope you make some money and enjoy harness racing while we still have it. Take care, everyone.